This is a Fox News alert. The Pentagon tonight deploying more troops and more military equipment to the Middle East in yet another uptick in American forces overseas. Gillian Turner joins us now live to look into why the Trump administration is making the move. Good evening, Gillian.
Good evening, Shannon. So the Secretary of Defense announced tonight the deployment of hundreds of troops in response to Iran's attacks on Saudi oil facilities last weekend. The SecDef confirming that the weapons used in those attacks were produced in Iran as he'd believed all along. Now, President Trump, self-avowed war skeptic, faces the stark prospect of multiple military conflicts brewing in one region and digging in when he'd really prefer to be pulling out.
The president has approved the deployment of U.S. forces, which will be defensive in nature and primarily focused on air and missile defense.
Esper insists the move is defensive and took care to point out the Pentagon agreed to send troops and military hardware only after the kingdom requested support.
We will also work to accelerate the delivery of military equipment to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the UAE to enhance their ability to defend themselves.
Esper also called time on other allies, saying they need to step up and condemn these attacks.
The international community has a responsibility to protect the global economy and international rules and norms.
This announcement, though, came with a disclaimer. Esper reiterating President Trump's assurance that the U.S. doesn't want war, never has. This afternoon, the president claimed he is making progress on his commitment to bring 5,000 soldiers home from Afghanistan.
We're slowly reducing in Afghanistan, as people know. We've been very effective.
But he's keeping a whole range of options in his back pocket.
If we wanted to do a certain method of war, we would win that very quickly. But many, really tens of millions of people would be killed.
A Pentagon spokesperson, though, said yesterday the mission in Afghanistan hasn't changed and contradicted President Trump's claim that troop levels have decreased.
Right now, the Department of Defense has not been ordered to draw down forces.
Now the president and Congress have to contend with the fallout over stalled peace talks with the Taliban. Since President Trump invited and then canceled a meeting at Camp David, negotiations have hit a wall, and Taliban fighters, Shannon, have ratcheted up attacks on Afghan and American civilians. Shannon.
Gillian Turner, thank you.